It's your girl Sabrina B here, and welcome to the Girls Bible Study, where we encourage you in your walk with the Lord Jesus Christ. All right, so I understand how hard it can be for young women to walk that walk with God because you don't have anybody else who is the same age as you, who walks the same path as you. But I'm here to tell you, honey, you're not alone. All right. And so if you want me to drop specific videos or have any questions, make sure you put it in the comments below. All right. See you soon. Stay tuned. Sorry if my lights are bright. They're like right here looking like I'm sun-kissed because I am. Catch that. All right. So I grew up in the church, and my auntie was a Bible Sunday school. Oh God, she was not a Bible. Ooh, Shondo, she's not shaped like a Bible. My aunt used to always take us. She was a Sunday school teacher, and even when we got back to her house, she always taught me about the Lord and, you know, the Bible, and having us like look at certain books. But as I got older, we stopped going to church because we really stopped going over to my aunt's. And ever since then, I was in church, out of church, in church, out of church, in church, out of church. It was like I was a die-hard Christian. Every time that I went to the altar to get saved or gave my life to Christ, I would cut everything off cold turkey. I'm talking about cussing, drinking, smoking, having sex. I would stop the whole thing cold turkey, and I would just dedicate my life to God. And every time temptation would come and I would give in, it was like I dropped everything, and then I would go back to church, and then I'll get saved again and do it all over again. But now I am at a point in my life where I finally made a decision. So even when I do mess up, I continue my walk with God, and I don't give up, and I keep going, and I keep striving. I understand how your mind can be warped. I understand how your mind could be in a totally different place when your heart wants to go somewhere else, when your mind wants to go somewhere else, but you're stuck in the past. If you're coming back from backsliding, or if you have just decided to give your life to Christ, when your mind is at war, what are you around that is helping to keep your mind in a stuck and stagnant place to where you need to move forward, but you are still stuck in a fleshly place where you're battling whether you want God or whether you want the world? If you're battling in your mind, then that means that it is time for you to consecrate. It is time for you to steadfast, and it is time for you to get in your word. A lot of times as Christian, we play this game of, I can still do a little bit of this, and since I'm not drinking anymore, I can still go into a bar, right? Since I'm not having sex with this boy, I can still be around in his presence, even though he means you no good. And I'm really actually talking to myself. You think that you can play with these things, but all in all, it's just a trap to keep you in that same place and keep you stuck and pull you back. And it's really a temptation, and you're playing with fire. Make a decision, because if you don't make a decision, then you will be unstable, right? And the Bible tells us that a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. He's not a forceful God. He's not going to force you to want him. He wants you to want him. We have to chase after his heart. So first, make a decision on what you want to do. Second of all, change your environment and your surroundings. This will not be hard once you do make a decision of whether you want God or whether you don't. And you have to have that serious and in-depth conversation with yourself of what you truly want. This is how you start to build intimacy with God. You sit there and you say, God, help me. Because I want to drink, I want to smoke, I want to go party, I want to go do these things. Please keep my mind on you, God. Please show me that these things are not for me, God. But first, you have to not want that desire, right? You have to make a decision in your mind. That does not mean that temptations will not come, but you have to steadfast for when they do. Why do you even want that still? Right? If you say, okay, you know what, I want to drink again, I want to party, I want to go out. Why do you want those things? Can you not have any other type of fun? Can you not blast some gospel music, that's like Christian rap or Christian R&B, things like this, that you can have that same fun without the drink. So those are a lot of things that you have to have a conversation with yourself about. It's easy to tell somebody, oh yeah, go ahead and just read a Bible verse when you want to have sex. Go ahead and read a Bible verse when you want to drink. It's easier said than done. Turn on a sermon. Call up a friend. And this is why it's important too, to have friends that keep you accountable and just don't allow you to go with the wind and say, listen, okay, hey, this is where you said you wanted to be. You said that you wanted to be in God. You said you wanted to stop drinking. That's what we're not going to do. What you want to do? You want to go for a walk? You want to go and take a ride around? Like, what's on your mind? You need people around like that to keep you accountable, but also to keep you intact with God. You have to keep your mind on God and fill yourself up with scriptures, but not only fill yourself up with scriptures, you have to believe in what you're reading, because if you don't believe in what you're reading, there's no point. It's not going to work. But if you do, eventually those things will be broken off. I feel like as Christians, we think that everything is supposed to fall off the day that you say to God, I am willing to surrender to you. I am all yours. I want you to take my life. Go ahead and have me. Use me as a vessel. That you are not going to have any problems. Actually, the devil fights you more. And he knows exactly what you like. And he entices you with it. Sometimes he dangle it right in front of your face. It's up to you whether to grab it and then whether to take it. Now, we all fall short of the glory. So even if you do take those things and you take the bait and you fall into temptation, get back up. Get back up and keep going. Because I promise you, if you stop, you're only self-sabotaging. Trust me, I know. Keep going. If you fall, keep going. Keep going. So if you mess around and you have sex, you got to get back up. Ask God for forgiveness. Go ahead and read your word. Do what you need to do. Right? Ask God to purify you each and every doggone where. Each and every doggone where. But ask God to purify you. Ask God to forgive you. Really talk to God and say, God, I apologize. And keep going. This means cut him off after. Don't talk to him no more. If you slip up and have that drink, okay, who were you with when you did? Take a breather from him. Right? Take a breather from him. What caused you to fall? Was it the feeling that you wanted? Was it because of you had to cut off your ex and you were mad about that? Like, what was it? A lot of us is not having serious conversations with ourselves as to why we do what we do and why we want to do what we want to do. Because our desires are actually, that's what's comfortable to us, our desires. It's not easy just to die to yourself. Some things are broken off of you immediately. Like I used to smoke here and there. And when I got saved, I was like, I don't even want to, I don't even want to be around people that smoke at all. It's how you act. I don't even want to around me. But certain things I had to struggle with. And I had to peel back those layers each and every time to keep my mind on Christ. I had to keep my mind. This means it was a daily fight for me to stay in God's presence. It was a daily fight for me because some days I would wake up and not even want to open up my mouth and say, God, please help me. Please save me. Please. Sometimes I would just speak that out of my mouth because I didn't have any prayer. I didn't have a desire to pray. I didn't want to do these things, right? Because it can be hard. You have to make sure that even when you don't want to read, you make sure you read. Even when there's times where you don't feel like doing anything, call up a friend and say, hey, listen, can you read this verse to me? Can we please have Bible study on, every Tuesday to make sure that I'm held accountable so I'm getting my word in? You have to. So when you give up things, you have to replace, right? You have to replace. This means when you give up something, you have to replace it. The Bible tells us that the demons come back and they bring 7 more. You have to make sure that when you stop something, you fill it up with God. If I stop sex, Now I'm going to read so many scriptures on how God loves me, how it is, I want to be so intimate with him. So I talk to him all the time to fill this back up. If I want to stop drinking, whatever made me want to start drinking, or the feeling or the taste of the alcohol I wanted on my mouth, now I'm going to read about how good God tastes, how good his word is, what manna, oh, the manna that he gives us each and every day, the daily bread. Oh. But if you have any questions, do not be afraid to DM me or put your questions in the comments so I am able to make a video specifically for you, because I am a girl's girl. I don't hide. I don't gatekeep, girl. All right, see y'all later. Bye.